Man, I don't know who that chick was that claimed to be Haitian and saying that black Americans are dirty. Now, over the years, I've been hearing things about African Americans having no culture. You know, the black women got all kind of crazy attitudes. Black men don't want to work. So it's like it's coming from not just the African diaspora, but you know what I'm saying, many different cultures. Even saying that African Americans have no culture. The problem I have with it is, one, I'm Afro-Haitian, born and raised here in America. And I don't label myself as African American, even though that's what the system will label me as. But I love my African Haitian culture. You feel me? Both my parents Haitian. And despite the fact that all the things Haitians are going through right now, I mean, all the things from the little kids to the adults, the women, the men, we are one of the last people who would even have the time or the energy to label any culture or group of people some derogatory names or to label them in some sort of negative way, because we going through it our damn selves, and all our energy need to be on Haitian business and the Haitian future, whether it's a Haitian diaspora or not. You know, the country of Haiti is going through it. So through my sources, I'm finding out this quote unquote Haitian woman is not even Haitian. You know, supposedly she's Jamaican in New York, has a salon. That's all I know. But once I get the receipts on who she is specifically, oh, trust me, we're going to shut her down. I mean, not necessarily, you know, eliminate or nothing like that, but you know what I'm saying? This sister need to be checked and corrected. And the men on that show, I believe, staged the whole thing. As soon as I seen that video when it first came out, I was like, yeah, these folks are clickbaiting. They're thirsty for views and subscribers. You know, everybody wants to make a living off YouTube for some reason and TikTok, go viral, doing whatever, saying whatever. Now, me myself, I have no time for it. You know, I'm getting ready to go to work, actually. You know, those who know, I'm the CEO of Sky Clean Air Services. This is my home that I'm making this video in. And I worked hard, you know, saved, bust my butt. I didn't scam, I didn't steal, I didn't kill, I didn't rob, you know, dollar for dollar, thousand for thousand, you know, got the money up and purchased my family a home. And that's how many hardworking people do, wherever you from. You know, if you're in America, you know, and you grinding and you paying your taxes, you want to have a certain level of respect and say. And so I see why African Americans are highly offended by the comments of this young lady. I knew she was from the island somewhere. I just wasn't sure where she was from. But I see why, you know, this way it would hurt somebody to say something, you know, to hear something like that. When I heard it, I'm like, who the hell is this chicken? Why the hell is she saying that? You know, this must be staged. The first thing I was saying must be staged, because the first few words, you know, the first sentence she says, black, and she says it twice, black, you know, Americans are dirty. I'm like, why would she say something like that? I'm not even a black American, and I was offended by it. You know what I mean? So I knew the backlash was going to come. Now, there's some very large platform, African American platforms, who bit the bait as expected, made videos about it. You know, most of them were saying derogatory things regarding Haitians. But I want to give a special shout out to Tabitha Speaks. She's a political voice. You know, I think she lives in Georgia. I might bump into her one day. She might become one of my clients, who knows? But she has a very nice platform. She keeps people abreast on politics, you know, Trump antics. And I want to say this too. This is what Trump wants, and him and his people, MAGA. This is what they want. They want us arguing and battling each other online, wasting all type of time and energy, man. Listen, we don't got that. We don't got that kind of time. You feel me? I'm not on that time. But Tabitha Speaks, you know, she voiced her opinion, a very short 6-minute video. You know, she even played a clip. I'm not gonna play the clip of my video because I'm, you know, my channel is not on that type of energy of what that lady was, that this whoever she was in New York was saying. But Tabitha, you know, she addressed it with class, and you know, she also stressed that, you know what I'm saying, African Americans that had her on their show are also part of the problem, because that girl should have been kicked off the show after cussing her out. You feel me? But that was classless. It was tasteless. It was very ignorant. You know what I mean? You know, I don't know who the chick is. Don't care who she is. And even if you FBA or ADOS or whatever you title yourself, I don't care what you title yourself. You feel me? But as a black people, with African Americans already fighting for reparations, you know, really fighting for reparations. As I mentioned in several of my videos, the you know, Tulsa, Oklahoma, the bombing in 1921, still no reparations from that. You know what I'm saying? One of the most biggest tragedies on U.S. soil. The first time the U.S. government used air forces to bomb their own citizens. You know, and Viola Fletcher, I believe that's her name. She passed away a couple years ago, and she was the last surviving person from that incident. Rosewood, probably the only reparations ever given to African Americans in this country. And I know, you know, February is Black History Month and everything, but you know, it bothers me that, you know, and I won't say offended, but I'm very disappointed in the U.S. for not acknowledging and giving reparations, you know, financial, reparative justice to African Americans who fought blood, sweat, and tears to build this country. You know, alongside of millions of immigrants who were giving land, there were land grants giving. You know, the President Grant, you know, he gave these land grants. That's why they call them grants, if I'm not mistaken, giving them, you know, to these Europeans to come here and just off the backs of what black folks did in this country, and to just automatically be given, you know what I'm saying, a lead, a huge advantage, financial advantage, you know, on the backs of enslaved Africans who fought blood, sweat, and tears, worked fingers to the bone. So whenever I hear people saying African Americans have no culture, African Americans, you know, have no class, or dirty, you know, it's ignorance. And I thank God that I was brought up, you know, with very good experiences with white folks, very good experiences with black folks, you know, no matter what culture of black you're from, very good relationships. You know, my first girlfriend was Jamaican. You know, my first teacher that I fell in love with and how she inspired me, she was African American. My football coaches were African American. Shout out to Coach Ricks and Coach Bullard. You know, shout out to Broward Community College as well. You know, I had some very good white friends when I went to college my freshman year in South Dakota, University of South Dakota, you know, running track out there. Shout out to Ian, and also Elise, shout out to y'all, you know. I've had very good experiences. So I've been blessed in that regard to not look at any one culture, any, you know, bad experience, and identify any culture, you know, and everyone in that culture because of that experience, that bad experience. And that's what we're missing today. So what I want to ask you guys, and, you know, this is a question, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I'm not, you know, I don't make videos to go viral. I don't make videos because I want to get clicks and get paid by YouTube. I ain't knocking nobody off. I just wish y'all would find something better to do with your time, especially if it's not working for you. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, being online 10 hours a week is not for everybody, or whatever, how much time they dedicate to it. So shout out to anybody who's successful in it. But I want to ask you guys, how can we bridge the gap and heal the wounds between the diaspora, whether you're from Ghana, whether you're from Bahamas, Trinidad, St. Kitts and Nevis, Ghana, you know, wherever, you know what I'm saying, Jamaica, where you from, you know, Panama, Haiti, you know, wherever you're from. How can we, St. Thomas, how can we, um, Black Americans, how can we heal? Where can we start to bridge that gap? Because believe it or not, as much as African Americans will hate to admit,